Welcome to part 3 of Irradian Awakening main story event. Slowly but surely we are recovering Hubble's memories. However, I am a bit worried that some of those memories are entropised, and Hubble is okay with that, being a little bit entropised. And she looks like she digests entropised memories better than not ones. And yeah, that's a big concern here. So on one side we are recovering the old Hubble that we know, on the other side we entropize her further. And the question remains, which side will win in the end? Part 9. Age of Daybreak. We drift further and further away as we test the limit of gravity, until the sweetness fades away, until there is nowhere left to search. In dark, lilac space, the spaceship quietly proceeds along. After numerous little adventures tracing down memories, Hubble and Fresnel find themselves back inside the spaceship once more. Professor, we are back. That was unexpectedly easy. There were not many Enterprise agents this time, but they were strong. If Hubble wasn't there, I doubt I would have been able to handle it. And yeah, Hubble is kinda got some power-ups. She is probably high-order Entropics, kinda. And high-order Entropics is hell of a strong entities. Is it not amusing to erase Stardust together? I leave the next step of the route planning with Antonida and the autopilot, turning back to the team that just returned to the spaceship. The miniature Entropics trembles down from the control panel, welcoming them with dancing tentacles. Good work, you two. Was the memory data this time all related to the Oasis? Yes, but it's a little bit disorganized. There's a lot, but it's not complete, and all in one heap. So it's not complete because it's got Enterprise, I guess. There's Christmas, a birthday, and some other type of festivities. Oh no, that seems to be a White Valentine. Okay, I remember those. I glance at Hubble's slightly confused countenance and laugh silently. So far so good. Back then, the Oasis only had a tiny little patch of beach. Beneath sparkling starlight, delicate waves thumbs down on pillowy sand. Ambient light drifts in the air like reflection of the stars. A clear night sky ascends the sweetness of chocolate, and a fine time between two people is precious beyond compare. The glittering waves carry their heart's wishes, and the eyes of the one next to me shine like the sea fireflies. Yeah. I remember this picture. Some people call them blue gravel, but their light is so dazzling that the name seems mundane. Some people call them blue tears, but their gleam is so lively that the name seems overly dismal. Professor, what do you think they are more like? Like gems? I see. Memories come flowing back. That misty sensation is still by my side, conveying an ephemeral romance. The memories afterwards are somewhat blurry and faded, whether it was about her or me. Yet those memories are entrenched so deeply, keeping me in front of that ocean, in that exchange. Professor, what are you looking at? The stars. You still remember things from back then? You too, looks like. You only just remembered, no? I extend a hand towards Hubble, a delicate starlight chocolate in my hand. The very same she used to give me. I wonder, what will this one taste like? Taste it yourself when you feel the time is right. Are you guys playing at some sort of riddle? Or did I miss something while I was in the middle of that battle? About that, maybe you will come to know eventually, Fresnel. But by your grace, much of the starlight has been accumulated, and I seem to have a little more Lucy too. I always feel a faint and indistinct headache, but I can't figure out what exactly is wrong. Maybe I will get better when this is all over. About that, I have my reservations, but it's not like we can stop any problems from the analysis result. The rest might have to wait until you return to the Oasis, and we can run more thorough tests. Return to the Oasis? Is something wrong? Why must you say return? No, rather, why should I go to the Oasis? Uh-oh. Hubble, do you not intend to return to the Oasis with us when everything's been resolved? To answer that, I'm a lone star remaining at a distance. I need not feel the call of the cluster. To stay at the Oasis, why should I do this? I mean, it's not like we are forcing you, right? But safer there? Have I said anything that might lead to a misunderstanding? Hubble tilts her head slightly, a perfectly beyond expression of confusion on her face. It genuinely conveys a sense of bewilderment, yet betrays a sense of nonchalance, as if she has been waiting for us to unearth this question. Since Hubble isn't prepared yet, let's overlook this topic for now. Hubble promised that she would contemplate our emotions well. I believe in her. Stars do not lie and speak in riddles. I shall observe as well as I can. We await your change of mind. Then let's solve the immediate problem we can. I say we return our attention to our incomplete journey. Xionu, aren't we approaching this star sphere borders? To be exact, we are on the brink of the solar wind other region. Any further we would enter the region where solar winds interacts with the interstellar medium. Celestial bodies here do not follow common rules, but as we detected before, basic rules still apply. Ever since you left the solar system, the effect of gravity have become more and more difficult to calculate, and the environment has become more dangerous. Professor, I would advise you to manually pilot as much as possible. No problem. How far we are from our next target? Almost there. Some planets are constantly in motion and not easy to track. The autopilot system continues to function. Seeing a troubled look in Adonida's eyes, I look downwards at the star chart. In descending order of completeness, the highest priority destination is another planet we have never seen before. To be exact, we have never seen any of other planets or bodies here before, including that weird sun and moon pair. Sure, but we need to speed up. The star sphere is still changing. Is it because of Hubble? Because of me? We have not been able to recover your entropy core, but we can still monitor the starsphere's overall state. An uptick in entropisation phenomena is most likely related to your data recovery progress. If we can analyze your entropy core, chances are that we will be able to figure out how to solve those problems. And then, will we figure out how to make the stream disappear? Faced with Hubble's sudden questions, Antonio takes a deep breath. And then, I will have to figure out how to take you back. Don't give me that expression. As the group converses, the spaceship arrives at its new destination. The starsphere is not a very large area, and we are at its very edges, beyond the solar wind's reach. Professor, the target is right up ahead. We are here. This place is quite one, with few traces of entropisation. The memory data of its surface gives off a weak light. Seeing as the so-called sun's influence is almost non-existent, the influence this body receives is more derived from other nearby bodies. A dark red planet ambles about not far away, administering a weak pull on this body. This plate structure isn't too stable and might crumble at the very moment. Let's make this quick and easy. I fear that the data on this planet might go with it. Let's go, Hubble. Back among the stars, then. Hubble and Fresnel sequentially stepped out of the spaceship. Their garments flutter in space's eternal twilight, blocking their descent with starlight. With no air resistance in space, this scene is illogical indeed, yet so mesmerizingly beautiful that one struggles to remove their eyes. The gap between the two planets slowly closed, and the influence of gravity gradually amplifies. I have made contact with this memory segment. When was this? You don't remember either? I would say it's roughly... the later part already being polluted with entropy. It probably ended up because by accident after being polluted. Let's move before the data is not fully entropised. What's wrong with entropisation? It matters not. Those comments is what I mean. It's like, entropisation is fine. Join the club. Are those experiences wandering through the stream, not exquisite memories too? That's different, Hubble. If you... Preston walks towards Hubble with uncertainty on her mind, as the pebbles beneath her feet clings together lightly. The sound of crumbling arises, like crashing gravels underfoot on Earth. And this planet does not have sufficient mass to lead Fresnels to crush that pebble. A muffled toot comes from deep inside the planet. In the same moment, I hear a series of shrill warning sounds from the monitoring panel through the comm skull. On the other side of the planet, the red planet rapidly closes in, and the conflux of gravity almost tears apart the planets beneath them. Fresnel, Hubble! The red planet exerts its gravity on the spaceship as well. I raise the thruster to maximum capability in the opposite direction, resisting the sudden pull and keeping the ship aligned with them. Back to the spaceship, quick! I can't leverage! The gravity rapidly magnifies, and the rocks beneath Fresnel's feet begin to disintegrate, almost tripping her over. She dashes towards Hubble with all the efforts she can muster, extending a hand It is but an inch away from grasping a piece of Hubble's garments, yet falls empty. Hubble! Hubble! As the data retrieval completes, Hubble slowly raises her hand, still immersed in their scattered memories. Her sightline travels between the fragment pieces of Earth, sailing towards the red planet, catching the figure beneath, drawn away by gravity. What does even cause this gravity to? Well, I guess normal rules do not apply here, but still, it's kind of bizarre that the gravity is getting stronger. No, don't go. Don't leave me. Her absent-minded countenance suddenly awakens. Almost subconsciously, Hubble extends her hand, pushing the encouraging red planet away through the air. A simple, flowy gesture, but one that carries immeasurable weight. The speed at which the distance between the two planets closes slow, then stops. In the very next moment, the red planet's trajectory abruptly changes. Get away from her! Hubble's motions and their universe turns as she desires. With the crisis of gravitational rupture now on hold, the planet beneath their feet stops on the boundary of destruction. Presently no longer consigned to their gravitational pull, Hubble steps up, taking her friend's extended hand. Thanks, Godness. You alright? I'm fine. Thank you, Hubble. Fresnel stares at Hubble's not often seen worried countenance in a daze until Antonita's voice comes through the comms. Don't just stand around. The planet you are standing on might still disintegrate into a million pieces at any time. Professor, fire the spaceship tenants. I activate the spaceship support system, firing a high-strength tone rope that embeds itself by Fresnel and Hubble's feet. Fresnel's grab onto the tether, finally smiling with relief. A great load off their shoulders. In the immenseness of space, the dark red planet drifts into the distance, leaving only gases, stardust, and malevolent aura. That was dangerous, Fresnel. You would have been like stardust, lost in the greatness of space. Not even I would be able to find you. Oh, were you worried about me, Hubble? You are happy. Why? I just think that I haven't seen an expression like this on you for very long. To have you being upset for my sake makes me very, very happy. Or mystifying. But I cannot say I dislike it. I think I'm gradually understanding what makes you wish to stay with me so. Then, are you going back with us? Let me think on it. Perhaps there may be other orbits we can yet choose. Rather, don't you still have an assignment from Xionu? Hubble deftly redirects their conversation. I open the spaceship's cabin door, allowing the miniature Entopised to welcome them and communicate with Xionu. As Hubble mentioned, in the list of lost agents she provided, one serial core after another is crossed out. The last and the most important one. However, we have never been able to get a steady signal that we can use to locate it. Just like the previous destinations, things in the star sphere tend to simply move freely. This name is... Oh, the sound of footsteps approaches me. Resniks come up to the control panel with Hubble and immediately recognize the last name on the list. Oh my god. Oh, please don't tell me it's one of the from last chapter. I got it. Ah! Why you? Why you here? Why you not resetted? Is that an ancient you mentioned? Yes. Originally sacrificed in the Jupiter region. One of our most important friends. Damn, it is not Belka. It was thanks to its defense that we finally realized the nature of the inside-out entropization. Hubble, do you remember it? I have something of an impression, but there are not many memories left. It is the next piece of star crumbs that needs to be removed. A crumb? No, this one is different from the other entropics. This one used to be our friend. Is that so? But I fail to see the difference. Oh my god. He's so indifferent to some stuff. It makes me so uneasy all the time. If Gagarin is nothing like the scrap, why eliminate it instead of allowing it to return to you? To return to Jushian in the form of an entropic is like what I am to the others. Oh, and she's asking ultra morally questions. Keeping myself thinking, maybe entropics are not that bad. That's different, Hubble. Gagarin had its own responsibilities and was born for Jushian. If a fully Entopised agent is allowed to remain in Jushian, it will become a hidden hazard. We cannot allow this. Hidden hazard, and now she's taking it all complete like we are talking about her. Oh my god. Hubble moves over the words, turning towards me. You know, Professor, that you, Fresnel, Antonida, all of want to try and take me back to the others. But an entropic I remain. If I would become a hidden hazard to the others too, Professor, what would you consign to me then? I don't know. You just want a Hubble back. The interposition stuff did just happen there. So I'm not sure if we can even cleanse the interposition with maybe Sanctifier's powers. I mean we have EOS on our side, so we have an Sanctifier, but also now we have also an Entropic. Even in her gacha animation, she's like the only one Entropic. Who knows, maybe there will be more Entropics that we will recruit. I have no idea what's going on. It will, on much of a big scale, it will be the war versus Oisharis. Oisforos, I mean. And Oisharet. Part 10. Extrasolar planet. The solidified alien star and melted tears join together to form a sticky obsession, never to be separated again. Professor? See, you remain silent, Professor. When I become a threat to the others, you would stand against me as well. What guides you in a little is more than a fragile emotion, not any enduring power. You cannot preserve any star with such an unsteady will. Emotions in and of themselves are enduring power. We will find some way to hold onto you. We will hold onto you tight. We already have some notions. Haven't you recovered a good amount of your memories already? You may not be able to control yourself very well currently, but it's alright. We'll get better. Yeah, that's coping. Our Hubble remembers the position of every star and knows each and every orbit. It appears I must keep myself answerable to your expectations. How sly of you, Professor. Though we cannot offer any promises of substance, a stargazer always turns their side to the star. What riveting prose! I cannot wait to see the results for myself. But entropics and agents, two different systems altogether. Your attitude towards them, Xenu's actions, they all serve to prove that point. Hey, we have Sanctify on our side. It's not that bad. How will you manage it, I wonder? A most captivating thing. I can already feel it. The integration of bodies. One less piece of the puzzle is missing. She uses again it. Shall we move towards the final moment? Then? She called herself last piece of the puzzle in the end of the previous chapter. Looks like you are not easily convinced then. That is as well. Let's see what happened at the end. Antonida, do we have any leads on our final piece of memory data? Oh my god, happy Antonida finally. Yeah, since ages ago, we were just waiting for this positively inconversant professor to finish their conversation with Hubble. What a pain. Go get on with the work. Once we have this final part, we can put together Hubble's main body of data. With a complete Hubble, we can maybe figure out with the data that happened to lose that last moment. Hopefully then someone of the mysteries can be revealed. Yes, it will soon be an end, along with all of this ambivalence. No matter what your decision is at the end of it all, at least this journey of memory seeking we finish together. Naturally. On this road, crossing paths with the alien stars will also bring forth the end. The spaceship steadily journeys on towards its destination, passing planets both intimate and foreign, belts rich with minerals. Here resides no new planet to explore, or grand center of the star sphere. In this empty place, a damaged escape pod is lodged, posed upon a great drifting asteroid. It's probably the escape pod what Hubble went into. This is back then. Place of parting. Hubble, do you remember? No, I just suddenly had such thought. Yeah, here is where we last parted. Hubble, you were more compassionate than I could ever imagine, but also cruel beyond what was possible. But no one is here to blame you. After that, it was a terribly long wait until I could gather up the courage to come to the star sphere. I thought that we would find you, fragments, but thankfully we found you. It's a shame. I cannot recall how I felt in that moment. You were smiling. Perhaps it resides someplace inside my neural cloud, waiting to be awakening. Then, let us see what rests here in this place of parting. Their reunited friends exit the cabin together. Fresnel was attached to a tether this time within the battered escape pod, a piece of memory data given off a warm and fuzzy light. Thus us memories of the real world? Wait, is it a parting from the real world? What do you think of the structure of the story? It is indeed interesting to characterize a celestial body life cycle as that of a person's. Though it's some of this prose a little bit too bleak. Is that so? I remember this segment was my own personal conceptual work. Finally, it decided it would be a new solar system. The star would shine, the planets would revolve, and all shall be in its rightful place. Nothing needs to be annihilated. Every life shall have the right to continue. And the only price is that it would forget everything. It's like literally what democracy is all about. Forgetting what made it thirst such to make a star shine too. Forgetting how it would be enamored with the imperial orbits. Forgetting its original astral aspirations. Forgetting its longing for each and every star. It shall persist here, unknowing, unconcerned, perpetually, the way it is all now. It's right now the dark star Hubble is? It shall not understand why it indeed first had such a choice. Do you think it ever regretted its decision? Regret? No, never. Even if repeated countless times, even if endless indistinctions is inevitable, it would never regret its choice. The first dream it had must have been beautiful indeed, and no cost would be too great to protect it. That is what I thought, at the very least. The door is knocked on lightly, and a strange voice comes from outside. Hello, is Hubble here? I assume this is Fresnel. Someone is looking for you. A friend? Ah, it's a friend I made because of this novel. The name is Fresnel. I hear her voice long ago, but this is our first time meeting. I'm excited. There's actually the Hubble rises and makes for the door. On the other side, the memory data visualization flashes and models, being enterprised bit by bit. The entire starsphere is quickly enterprising, from the planets inside to the asteroid surface. The simulated corridor outside the room shatters into pieces, and when Hubble opens the door, she finds no one there. Hubble! Fresnel, standing guard on the side, cannot be as silent in this moment. She leaps downwards, landing where Fresnel originally ought to be, and finds firm footing. You? It's actually normal, Hubble? Oh, we are back in memory just. My god. You are Fresnel? Yes. I'm Fresnel. What, is my look too exotic for you? No, you shine exactly like I imagine. Wait, does Fresnel right now just remember this, she just said the lines that she was saying on their first meeting, I think. The memory data continues to flow. The influence of interposition wears away their visualized environment, exporting the asteroid's lifeless exterior. But the conversation continues, and the two are hard pressed to notice. I cannot put my finger on why, but this feels familiar. This is the first time our orbits have crossed. Who knows with those things? But when I read that novel of yours, I feel the same. Ah, those accessories on your body, they reflect truly beautiful light. Just like planets, right? Okay, let's have a closer look. I mean, looks kind of trendy. The sound of conversation fades. There is no blowing wind in the silence of space, only the final of a bygone memory. You like it too, right? The last line is delivered with a remnant tremble. Hubble opens her eyes at the sound fade, smiling and answering Fresnel's expressions. Of course, if you are interested, we have plenty of stars we can use for references. Just like the world we are in, all that we see and feel in this endless dream. My head still hurts a bit, but I feel better than ever before. Thank you. Finally, the main body of the data is complete. A little bit slower, and we wouldn't have hit all our goals. We have enough data now to extrapolate where Hubble's entropy core with analysis. Antonida puts the analysis system to work at full capacity. On the other end of the call, the miniature Entopised lies on the control panel, bored out of its mind, gesturing at the process bar with its tentacles. Hubble's data is whole again. I let out a lightly sigh, but a question still hangs over me. Had we still not tracked down Gagarin's signal? Not as yet. If we can track down the Entopised core, however, we should be able to use it to track Gagarin's directly. What if Gagarin signal is entropy core? This mission has gone very smoothly, Professor. Thank you for your work. Yeah, this mission goes too smoothly, and also the third part looks like it will be much bigger than I imagined even. Because we are already pretty deep in. I'm merely facilitating the ending everyone wants. This star sphere is still hiding something important that we are not picking on up. In this instance of reconciliation, the ruined escape pod lies dormant by the wayside, witnessing a reunion of the moment of meeting. I understand, Fresnel. Whether it was meeting you or the professor, the revolving orbits give me endless inspirations. Whether it's our first meeting or each moment of reacquaintance, this feeling is what you wanted me to find on this journey, right? What's important is not the memories themselves, but the desire to take another hand and journey into the very end. Very end? Sounds a bit extreme. Extreme? Those are the most appropriate words I can think of it in my current state. Those emotions, once dedicated to their friends, clearly meaningless, yet also so beautiful. Makes one want to grasp in tightly in their hand. Hubble flashes a mysterious smile, unlike what we had ever seen before. A tapping sound comes from the control panel, I turn to find the miniature entropy hurriedly knocking away. The analysis system progress bar slowly ticks on. At the same time, a bizarre icon speeds towards us. That's it! That's it! The entropy core! That's what it is! We should have figured it out long ago! That planet is red. Dark red. Or rather, rust red. Rust? Gagarin? As a reminder, Gagarin is a big ball. As like robot. It's not like the box-shaped robot. Gagarin is a ball-shaped robot. Rust red, you say? It once drifted through the range of the spaceship's instruments, as if this interminable journey was truly relevant to it. It has also approached without warning, like an uninvited catastrophe. Oh my god! Oh my god, it looks ugly! Is it just oversized Gagarin? And literally like with an eye on top of it. Oh my god. And now, blacked by rolling thunder, between the ash and smoke, the planet's surface dissolves, revealing a gigantic eye. God, it's oh my god. Growth? I have been reconstructed. I shall return. This comes from your choices. We have been expecting this moment with joy in our hearts. On the topic of stars and fantasies, countless words of literature have been created. But what lies beneath us, the very name Hubble whispers, growth. Maybe it's not Gagarin? Is a celestial body symbolizing awakening, the gaze of another, and calamity. A Hubble's data was restored. This planet can be restored as well. It finally opens its eye from its slumber, akin to the icon on the monitoring panel, becoming the starsphere's true core. The entire realm begins to convulse and swivel, as if really stretching its body and exhaling as it wakes. This is the Entopised core true form. It's always been circling around us so casually. We went all this time without... Damn it. I will begin analysis immediately. Yeah. What seems to be the problem? Hubble finally seems to wake from that endless drowsiness, gesturing like when we first encounter each other in this starsphere. That dark red planet moors in front of us, its great eyeball turning towards the spaceship. The force of gravity spikes in that moment. The asteroids below Fresnel and the escape pod next to her and torn to shreds by the force, and her body is drawn towards that planet like everything else close to her. Fresnel, tether! In a crucial moment, I immediately restart the thrusters. The spaceship sets off once more, and with the protection of the tether, I drag Fresnel out of the planet's gravity field. Ooh. Oh, pictures. It's Hubble. You are not coming? Wait. What do you mean coming? Why not? And we were so good together. We wanted to assemble again. So ardently. Come, Professor. Fresnel. Oh, she's speaking right now like entropy. Before the great red planet, Hubble gently levitates in space. She gently extends a hand toward the spaceship. Come to me. My God. I understand everything. No, don't. Let's Enterprise together and continue unto eternity. She got consumed in the end? No way. You are hidden this from us? Here is the professor. When have I hidden anything? To you. Of everyone. You helped me recover my data. You sheltered the entropy core until it reaches completion. Even if you knew nothing, you brought me to where I am, step by step. And those entropics are so insidious. The starlight is so bewitching, so difficult to resist, taking into one's arm. Okay. Please. Happy end. At least once. There's no way they will make like the endless all the story before with an not very happy end. At least not for Hubble. This chapter must end in a happy end. Part 11. Looking back. The starlight surface shadows, revealing a bloody red core. The sweetness and sorrow are mutually attractive. When we encounter a star, we are naturally attracted. When a star reaches its end, and gravity tricks onto the extreme, star crumbs shall encircle you until you are back at my side. Ah, your expression does not seem to indicate agreement. The spaceship continues to contend with the planet's gravity. Through the spaceship's window, I look once more at a friend we were reunited with. I see Hubble. I also see an entropic in its full capacity. She's our friend. On a journey to retrieve memories we once made, she's also an entropic in control of the star sphere, intent on eternally confining us here. Azanida, how long do we need to finish the analysis on the planet? I'm working on it. With the basic we have from the research of the little guys, our processing is much faster than expected. Before I wind away to dismantle it, you better hang on. The dark red planet tacitly hovers, its agape eyes unmoving, as if holding back the mockery of its trapped prey. The data this reddened planet holds isn't quite the same as we detected before. Inside-out interpretation, is it that once again? Before that eye opened, she had countless ways to hide that planet's true form. Damn it, it's all gone wrong. We were caught in her ploy from the very beginning. The entropic core is a complete string of data, and our analysis system functioned on the basic of the entropic core. But Hubble, chances are, she never had a complete entropic core. So back then, it is a very special star. I cannot fully grasp it either. From slumber to awakening, from shattered to fused. Except if it approaches you on its own will, this little spaceship will never chase it down. Cannot fully grasp, but she isn't unaware of it, where it is. We could not chase it down, But that doesn't mean it cannot be stopped. And if she will it, then approaching you of its own will is possible too. We have got our comparison data from our analysis here. The real core is on that planet, in the center of the eye. Hubble's personal data back then was incomplete too, so we couldn't locate the core through her. Hubble's data collection progress has most likely accelerated the Entropic core development progress. The two things likely processing in sync. So what if I could? Each and every star in the stream wanders on their own path. By the time you arrived, they are in another place altogether. So Hubble has been using us to progress here towards this end all along. It was precisely because she was always with us that she could manipulate the Entropic core to avoid detection. As expected of Hubble, it was a game of words all along. No! Don't let Hubble Entopised! Please! Please one time. Make it good. Still making your assumptions? I already told you. Each and every star in the stream wanders on their own path. I wonder how close I am to the truth, with all your assumptions and tales combined. Though that matters little now. Reunited with my alien star, and a core fully formed, I finally have completed control of the stream. Now, it is time to welcome you back into my embrace. Oh my God. The dark red planets radiates a calamitous aura. It's not calamitous. It's from calamity, right? Calamitous. The dark red planet radiates a calamitous aura, and the spaceship's alarm suddenly rings. Andonida, what's your progress on the analysis? We will make it. We will make it. I just hope that we will make it in time. I'm already calculating. Just a little bit more. Astral tides flows and star crumbs fly. The millionth form of matter inside the starsphere forming in on Hubble. She smiles with satisfaction, only to be interrupted by a voice that had disappeared for some time. Fresnel, bring her back! Please! Is that your decision? Fresnel returns to the spaceship via their tether. She makes good speed towards the window, making a long look at Hubble, placing her hand on the combat module interface. Hubble, all this time, were your emotional fluxes fake too? Stars do not lie and speak in riddles, Fresnel. The only who does not understand has always been you, not me. Our orbits were not meant to cross again, but here you are, again before me. I felt rich emotions and an impassable rampart. I am an entropic, different from you. I have always been burnt to the ground. To remove the rampart, we should always be together. That is the best outcome. That's an entropic trope here on this side, to entropize everyone and be together. So, that's what you left unsaid all the time. Incoming attack, evasive action, incoming attack, evasive action, incoming attack, evasive action. Before Fresnel is finished, the contact between us and Hubble's cuts off once and for all. Hubble leveraged a finger at us again. A purple light is far more intense than ever before, rushing towards us from her shadow telescope. So, we are like literally the first time we meet Hubble. It happened exactly like this, and we were already losing. So now she's just stronger with her entropy core retrieved. Steady, Fresnel. I prepare the defense again, fighting alongside Fresnel. Fending off Hubble's attack, the spaceship struggles to make the necessary evasive motion. Hang on, whatever it takes. This is a damn mess. Just a little more. Wait, the signal. Gagarin. Gagarin is on that red planet. Oh, it's not. My god, please, Gagarin. Oh, that only makes it more chaotic. Why is it there? Oh, it's Gagarin. So, oh my god, I thought the red planet is Gagarin. Oh, this is actually a Gagarin. That's Entopised Gagarin. Entropic attack. Ward, where entropics are many. Send message to Yuwang. With the planet enterprising from inside out. While the line thing I saw. It's been chasing after that thing. Professor, they cannot lock onto the entropic core. If that's the case, Fresnel, give up fighting head on. For now, listen to my commands. I got it. She grits her teeth, leaving the combat module with the system, awaiting my orders as the spaceship takes vigorously. We are sending the little entropics onto growth. What madness grips you at time like this? Gagarin's more neurally capable than the average agent. We could perhaps use it to get a target lock. If we can, we will get the little entropics to drag Gagarin back. What the hell can put off that kind of a move? I will go. I will provide support. Hang tightly onto the tether. If it really isn't serviceable, I will pull you. There's no need for that trouble. What? Russia's agents are largely equipped with self-destruction sequences. I can provide the command and you need to only send it to the Gagarin. As an agent, perhaps it doesn't receive order from an administrator anymore, but as an entropic, it will likely listen to messages from another entropics. Are those Russians fail-safes? Each and every life of caught in my being rejects this. But they have no other choice. Oh my god, every Russian agent is actually equipped with self-destruction mechanism? As Xionu, my personal desires has never been of any worth. As Russian administrator, I sorely request that you bring back Gagarin. As long as the stars shine upon us, we shall be reunited in Russia. The spaceship continues to convulse as silence descends. Only that ever so important order blinking on the panel. Go, Fresnel! Fresnel attaches her tenet once more, holding tight the anxious and startled miniature entropics. The order blinks with red light, tightly clasped, and it stands. Professor, we need to be a bit closer. The information panel rattles in the turbulence. Gagarin signals still, tightly bound to that grim eye upon the planet. I open the cabin door as the spaceship trajectory dips downwards quickly. Go! Complete our mission and Gagarin's. Fresnel makes a leap of faith. Hubble's attack continues. Perhaps it's Fresnel's figure being too minute and far away. Perhaps everything is in her control. Perhaps she's already sinking into disarray in her current state. What are you doing? Why there? The spaceship continues to convulse as silence descends. Only that ever so important order blinking on the panel. Almost! Squeak, squeak! Oh my god, diminutive Entopised, once again an MVP. The command's maximum range. Gagarin is right here. Russian. Glory. Hubble's attack never ceases. The nebulae tremble, and the world shudders violently. I will be counting on you, this time as well. Squeal! The moment before the spaceship is engulfed by the planet's surface covered with surging gas. Smoke and clouds billow, and the world shakes to its very roots. My car! Entry successful. Perhaps we were truly that close to disaster. Perhaps we were still safe. With a distance where safety is unknowable, Gagarin sends one last feedback signal. The final successful self-destruction. We never got a good look at Gagarin. It's done, Gagarin. Professor, altitude now. The explosion in the middle of the eye blooms upwards, its impact expanding outwards in waves. It is not large, but it has the power it needs. On the analysis system progress panel, the most difficult part of the bar to overcome finally fills. The planet will crumble soon. You have done it. Give me a bit of time. All we need to do is demerge Hubble's core data and the Entopised core data structures. No, wait. Hubble, she plans to stay on the planet. Professor, you can't let her stay there. The data demerge isn't complete yet. She will disintegrate along with that thing. As the entropic core shatters, cracks begins to surface on the Crimson Planet. As the demerge progresses, the planet's eye dissipates into surging seals. Its valleys and regals disintegrates into broken stone. As the source of her power fades, Hubble's attack ceases with it. Rejected, you see. It's only fair. She gazed upon the planets beneath her feet, smiling with loneliness in her countenance. She takes out that piece of starlight chocolate, slowly depositing it between her lips. Oh sweet, oh bitter. To fate like this is a star's destiny too. It isn't that bad. Hubble covers her eyes, heading towards the dark red rubble. She sinks down in nothingness, towards a dream, lone with once never wakes. We need to Entopised. God, I'm not prepared. Until tiny Tendrick makes contact with her fingertips, Hubble opens her eyes, finding herself in a gentle and firm embrace. Oh my god. I guess this is our second picture for this event. Fresnel and Hubble. Got you! Fresnel. The spaceship is parked not far away, and round our tether connects it to Fresnel. The miniature Entopised clambers out of her lap, intimately entwined between Hubble's fingers. Wait, can we see the miniature? No. Fresnel binds herself closely to Hubble, dragging her away from their disintegrating planet. If it wasn't for the professor's swift reactions, you have escaped us again. I see. One step ahead. You could say that. To be honest, I have been thinking about something you said, Hubble. I think you are right about one thing. Maybe I really just don't understand. What? I never really understood your way of thinking. From way back, before we were separated, I didn't understand your choices. Your dedication and love for space and the sectors. Why did you never elaborate upon them? This continued all the way until our moment of separation. I was pushed far away by things you had hidden deep, to somewhere safe. Even back then, you liked to deal with those things directly by yourself, with no one noticing. And after we were reunited, you were the same way. Hide it all down in your heart, where one would not know. Even if I take your hand, I don't know what decision you will make, where you will next disappear to. What a most worrisome star. So that's how it was, even from back then. Was I truly that awful? Not awful at all. You were brave. You saved everyone. A harbor like that is more precious than anything else in the world. So when I saw you again, I made up my mind. Even if I never really knew what you were thinking, even if you still thought that I didn't understand anything, none of that matters. What matters is that I will never leave you by yourself ever again. We will use every options we have. We will grasp every straw of hope. From now on, we will never let you make decisions by yourself, then disappear into the night. We will do it together, alright? Even if we think differently, even if anyone feels we have no future together, that's alright too. We have the professor, we have Anna, Persicalia, and everyone thinking about you at the Oasis too. And the little guy who likes you too. Weak? If it can get along with us well enough, why cannot you? Yeah, the little guy is Entopised. We are fine with Entopised. For at least for so. Don't be scared, Hubble. We will go back together. Try it out, alright? In the shadows of a shattered planet, a crumbling sea of stars, Hubble's consciousness blurs, and only the sweetness of chocolate remains. The drifting tether connects to the spaceship, pulls a friend lost in a foreign land back into the cabin. The space station outside the starsphere meticulously records on. The dark purple starsphere shrinks with blinding speed, dispersing and leaving only Jushian's original cosmic background. The laws of space-time take hold again, and only a singular drifting spaceship remains. God, it's to an end. The dreamscape is illuminated by starlight, and a drifter arrives at the Oasis. Back at the Oasis, holy moly. Okay. Last chapter. I'm guessing because I'm still missing all of the team from Professor, because I have no idea why everyone why we have this picture from the event. I'm guessing that Hubble is one of the Professor's special forces now. Something like this. Part 12. Planetary reconfiguration. This assuring dreamscape contains the sweetness of recollection. At the very least, you are still here. The Oasis Medical Department. Oh, feels good to be home again. With things at the end, I come with Persicalia to visit Hubble, and Antonida is present as well. Present since by the repair pool, inspecting Hubble's monitoring data somewhat despondently. Hey, Professor, are you listening? Professor! Sorry, could you... She's not waking up anytime soon. I retract my sight from the sleeping Hubble, smiling at Antonida and moving past this little escapade. Seriously. In any case, you know all of the stuff, so you won't need me to tell you again. Entropization is irreversible. After all, we have no way to revert Hubble to a normal state. She will keep the identity of an entropic. However, since the Entopised core has already been dismantled once, we have got a good grasp of the technology around the cores of the hit-dead entropics. From now on, Hubble can safely stay in the Oasis. Thank you, Antonida. We wouldn't have been able to do without your support from the very beginning of this mission to the clear-up. I'm just doing what I should. The more troublesome stuff is led to you anyway. After Entopised core reorganization, Hubble's memories will be even more chaotic than before. Memory data will conflict with the Entopised data, and this was the cause of her previous headache too. There's no lack of things you will have to explain to her, Professor. I see, Antonida's the same old way. When Hubble's neural repair is completed, she should be able to move freely in the Oasis. For the purpose of stability, her entropic core degree of development and combat mobility should be controlled within the bounds of what the Oasis can handle. However, considering Hubble's current identity and mannerisms, I'm afraid she won't be able to continue her previous life of work. No problem. I have arranged alternative work for her. What's more important right now is rest and recovery. Yeah. Oh my god. This whole year, in 2024, I think it will be Chinese 2000, last year in Chinese version, but all we have is Professor getting a really strong dolls on his side. And I think the alternative work, she's literally assembling his Avengers. You obviously know that's not what Persicalia is talking about. I know. Our goal before we departed was to reset Hubble. Hubble's original duties are largely irreplaceable. Not to mention that a lot of people are waiting for the Hubble they are familiar with to come back. Maybe things will work in the short term, but how will we handle the future? Antonina? And with this sort of things, what's most important is what Hubble thinks herself. I will leave those difficult decisions to Hubble and this guy over here. Antonina sighs. collecting her files and preparing to leave. Fresnel, you should come with me. Me? Fresnel, still standing guard by Hubble's side, looks toward Antonida, her confusion obvious. Whether it's reset files related to Hubble or the data we have just retrieved, we need some familiar within here to proceed them. We would appreciate your help. Let her sleep. She'll be fine. Alright. Relax, I will keep watch over her. Fresnel looks downwards, gently ruffling Hubble's hair, leaving the medical department with Antonida soon after. Persicaria smiles a little helplessly, also processing to the medical department's exit. You ought to rest a little here too, Professor. I will wait for you in the operating room. Right. Cyanua sent a message some time ago saying that there are things she must discuss with you. I see. Thank you, Persicaria, for your recent work. Persicaria lightly closes the door behind her, leaving me alone with Hubble, still slumbering in the remain pool. I think for a period, and calling Drusian administrator. Long time no see, Professor. How are you and your company doing? All is normal here at the Oasis. What about Drusian? By the grace of the Oasis' continued support, our sector reset project can be declared complete. Gagarin, Belka, and other agents have returned to their positions. You have our thanks, Professor. In accordance with the cooperation agreements we made previously, you have retrieved no lack of help either. We all benefit here. Yeah, all of us. Another thing, Professor. After the special star sphere disappeared, we verified the amount of data present before and after the reset, as well as Hubble's data record at the time. We finally found the reason for those events today. What was it? Things were much simpler than anticipated. Within Drusian's space principle, heat death requires the investment of sufficient mass. However, according to the sector's basic program setting, what we needed to clear out was Drusian's original amount of data. That amount is very precise, as calculated by the sector's designers. Originally, their algorithm affiliated with that number was adjustable, but with Magras's disconnected state, it was never adjusted. So with insufficient data, the sector cannot be reset, but excess data caused its own host of problems. Within that program, Hubble, treated as a whole neural cloud, does not align with the amount of data needed to reset. It is that incompatibility that causes some of the program's parsing to become invalidated and be kept there. But it is that incompatibility that allowed us to see her again, is that right? I think so, yes. No matter who was left behind at the time, an unimaginable result would have arrived all the same. Now that the sector's last issue has been corrected, I hope that Hubble might be baited with starlight anew. All we have for this is endless gratitude. I will convey that to her. Aside from an official statement, there is more I wish to express. According to the duties of the sector's agents, we must prioritize the preservation of data, not to compromise what we value. That pushes me to the decision I made, and my emotions are unrelated. But in reality, whether it's me or those agents, we all desire to be reunited in Jushian. What do you plan to do? Was Hubble sacrifice that allowed us to see each other once again? Xio knows both deeply, with a smile not often seen on her face. Belka, Gagarin, and those like them are born in Jushian. So am I. Agents have things they must do, and we live for those duties. It is that which makes me wish, if I must be Entopised, to be purified in a timely manner. But my thoughts do not represent that of the Entopised agents. That is something I must bear. Perhaps at the Oasis, things are different. That is where you're different from the other sectors. There are still many things outside of our control, but for us, there are indeed more options. Honestly speaking, I envy you to an extent, but as sector administrator, I cannot allow agents to fall into such a state of tumult. Jushin has accepted far too much help from you already. It is time we relied upon ourselves. I hope our future cooperation is equally as fruitful. Oh my god, we have the entire sector for us! Prepared for battle. Man, it will be a huge scale battle versus Ice for us, I swear. I'm sure that will be the case. I do hope that the next time we venture to that patch of sky, it will be a laid back and agreeable journey through space. Laid back and agreeable? Journey through space? I will got awake? Just as I hang up, a somewhat familiar voice comes from behind. I turn around hurriedly, and Hubble sits up from their repair pod, casting a lazy look towards me. Was it not be agreeable to venture the Sea of Stars with me? It was. I knew that you would enjoy it, Professor. Though we have just dreamed a long, long dream, I have been lost in the stars for far too long, and I'm finally back here. If this is where time ends, it is certainly not bad. Oh my god, this is the end. I'm missing the scene where Eos, Luna, Yelena and all of them just... Okay. Good. It's a short chapter, short in terms of the scale of major events in NeuroCloud. And I mark my words, we will see, like, he already hinting with the extra job. And the last couple of dolls that we got were really powerful next-gen dolls from the real world too. So I must say, we will see the Professor's team, like elite forces, and Hubble will be one of those forces. Together with maybe Dupin and Yelena, like or fortune teller dolls. Yeah. We will end this event. And next event will be the Centauris event. And the Centauris event shall also be somewhat shorter if we compare it to the major events. So I will thank you for watching, listening. I wish you a good day, night, afternoon, and see you in more NeuroCloud.